Whenever you're ready.
So, my colleague stated earlier that although both wind power and solar power are renewable energy resources, that they're still not flexible, or they're not completely flexible. As with wind turbines you need wind, with solar you need sun, obviously. But that still doesn't take away the fact that they are still very cost efficient and renewable energy sources. I've got from the Solar Energy Industries application, they performed an analysis on different schools that had installed solar panels into their parking lots and their buildings. And they had estimated that each one of those schools can save over $1 million over 30 years just by doing that for their own schools. So definitely a cost advantage and also a clean advantage as well. To go back to the safety of nuclear power plants, while it is true that compared to Russia, we probably have higher safety standards for our nuclear reactors, and we understand to not let them have a meltdown or blow up. That this still doesn't take away from the fact that out of the 99 reactors that we have here in America, over about 20% of them are located in high seismic active zones. And regardless of whether it's a tsunami or if it's just an earthquake, the fact of the matter is, if an earthquake happens to a solar farm or a wind farm, things are just going to fall over and break. Whereas if a seismic activity or a tsunami hits a nuclear reactor, you're going to have a giant meltdown, and like my partner said, you're going to have a giant cleanup that's going to cost you a ridiculous amount of money. The other thing to worry about is that because these are so dangerous to melting down, there was actually something that the US did, specifically the National Security Agency, back in 2003, when we were worried about Iran making any form of nuclear weapons or anything that was just basically powered by nuclear energy in general over there. We actually created a virus that we would spread onto their computers, and it succeeded. We put it on their computers, and they had these uranium centrifuges that would normally need to be replaced, maybe 800 different ones every year, to 2,000 every month. And that helps slow down their nuclear weapons development. But at the same time, that also shows just how vulnerable computer systems can be to these kinds of attacks, even if it's on our side of things too. We just had that global cyber attack that affected 200,000 different things, including Britain's National Health Services. And the last point I want to make is that to go back to the cost comparisons, that solar energy, or not solar energy, but nuclear energy, currently right now, like I said before, wind energy is about 2.35 cents per kilowatt hour, which is fairly low, compared to nuclear energy's 9.52 cents per kilowatt hour. And even then, that 9.52 cents is actually 30% higher than a natural gas plant. And natural gas is probably not a renewable energy, obviously, but it is also cheaper, and it's probably not going to be as impactful as nuclear energy could be in the near future if you let it keep evolving to something bigger and bigger.